What is going on, you guys? It's Dalton with Inland Angling. As you can see, I'm already in the boat. We made it to the lake. Typically, I would say good morning, but I'm gonna actually say good afternoon. I made it out. I slept in way too late, and the moral of the story is I'm coming out for the evening bite. I'm on a lake I haven't been on in a couple months here, and it looks like there is a pretty bad algae bloom out here that's kind of common on most of the lakes in the area right now. But I drove around for just a little bit before I'm shooting this intro, and I just marked a big pot of crappies, so hoping to find some walleyes, hoping to get some big crappies. Stay tuned, let's see what we get into. I'll give you guys a close-up here of what I'm looking at on side imaging. I don't know how well this will show up on the camera, but as you can see, all of those big shadows in there, I'll put an arrow to them, but those are all going to be big shadows from crappies out here suspended. It is soft bottom off of this side, and then right here we hit this hard bottom with some scattered wood, and all of them big crappies are stacked up in there. All right, let's give her a whirl here. Starting out with a 1/8 ounce jig chartreuse with a Kalin's crappie scrub, and that is the white and chartreuse. That looks really good in this kind of dingy water here. As I said, there was a algae bloom going on. Plus, this is just a stained system to begin with, so bright colors are usually always good. We will see if these fish want to play. I'm just kind of twitching this crappie scrub up above all this stuff, trying to keep it somewhat floaty and suspended a bit. Let's try swimming it through there. Slow retrieve with little pops added in. I'll work swim baits the same way. Right there, yep. So swimming it, that worked. Okay. You guys seen how I was working that there? It's just a slow retrieve with just little hops in there. And we got a big crappie to start. All right, look at there. Just a beaut. Holy cow. Boy, look at that bait. It's just gone down the hatch. Players quick, pop them off. All right. Here we go. Beautiful crappie. He's probably 11 and a half, 12, but just thick as all could be. Let's get him back. So I'm gonna cast it out. First thing first, let her sink to bottom, but my plan is not to keep it on bottom. These crappies will group up around structure, and you'll tend to get hung up on it if you fish too deep, but crappies have a tendency to feed up. So what you can do is just get this slow retrieve going, little twitches in there, just like that. And usually they'll come up and they'll pound it, just like that one did. This one is not the same size caliber as the last one, but there's 2 in a row. Swimming it. You guys see me, I jigged it 2 or 3 times, nothing. Switched to swimming it, and that's 2 in a row. All right, getting something figured out. Once again, just swimming it nice and slow. You can see my reel handles just turning slow. Little twitches in there, and most of the time, you'll either feel them load up on it, or they'll hit it on that little twitch there. Right there. That one hit it just on the straight retrieve, but oh, there it goes, right off at the back of the boat. So you guys can see the way I got my boat positioned here. I'm spot locked, so my boat is pointed straight into the wind here, and I'm pitching straight backwards. On this light line, this is 4-pound fins braid on a 7-foot light power, extra fast action. Very important for these light baits to get that big whip in there to really cast them far. But like I said, with boat positioning, it's important to be fishing straight behind as much as you can if you have a little bit of wind, just so you can feel everything. I kind of switched from running, I used to always run 4-pound mono for my crappie setups, and was great. It worked, tried and true, always will work. I made the switch to braid here. This is 4-pound fins braid, and I'm not disappointed with it. I can feel a lot more of the bites, as before on the mono I would never, or I would hardly ever feel them. The rod would just kind of load up. On this panfish rod, you know you got a fish, put it that way. This thing's a big old noodle, and great rod, tons of fun. Oh, right there's one. Yep, there he is. Hit it right on that twitch. This is gonna be a nicer one, I think. It's not a pipsqueak. All right, that's start to finish. You guys seen that whole process of how I set up on these. Oh, and that's another good one. Just launched that crappie scrub. Wow, just an absolute handful. Beautiful fish, man. Thick as can be, probably another 11-incher. Let's get him back. Pretty fish. See you later, buddy. So now that I pinpointed pretty much exactly where it was, I'm gonna just repeat this cast until I bust the school up or they just keep biting. That was back on the, so the first cast I did the jig method. That did not work. So I switched back to the straight retrieve, nice and slow. Got bit right away. So I think I got a pattern developing here. That's 3 or 4 fishing it the same way. So we'll just keep that up, and that's how you build patterns out here on the water. That's really as simple as it is. It's harder by yourself because, you know, you can have a buddy with live bait and then you can see what they prefer, or a different style of bait, bladed jig, whatever it may be. But by yourself, you can figure it out. It takes a little bit longer, but it can be done. Oh, right there. I went to pop that one. He was already on it. This one is not a slouch. Man, these crappies fight good. This one might not be a crappie. This might be the other kind of toothy critter out here. Oh no, it is. Holy moly. It's a giant. It's a giant. Holy cow. That might be my biggest crappie all season. Oh my God. Boy, is that a tank. Oh my goodness, you guys. Holy smokes. Look at this thing. Wow. Holy cow. Look at that. Just a beautiful fish. Holy smokes. Perfect. Get a better sun angle. Here we go. Wow, look at that. Let's put him on the bump here. Mouth shut. He is 13 3/4, just shy of 14. Wow, look at that. Huge crappie. All right. Well, I threw this crappie in the net quick just to keep him definitely alive. I didn't want to wait to fill up water in my live well, so I just threw him back in the net. He is doing awesome. Come here, big girl. Look at this thing. Holy smokes. All right, let's get a good release on her here. See you later. All right, let's make a little switch here. Let's switch to an actual swim bait, seeing as how these fish like these baits being swam right now. So I'm going to run a 2-inch swim bait on just a 1/8 ounce Kalen's crappie jig. This actually is. Cinch it, pull it tight, cinch it down, and we're ready to rock. And I am running no fluorocarbon leader on this. This is 4-pound fins braid, straight down to the jig. All right, let's see how they react to an actual swim bait. That's another reason why I like running the heavier jig head, is because I'm trying to more or less cover water and swim this jig, and that heavier jig helps keep it down, helps it from getting too high up in the water column. Now, as everyone knows, crappies feed up and they will come up and smack it, but this kind of keeps it in their face and right away. Yep, I didn't even get to finish my sentence. First cast on the swim bait. Killer baits for crappies. This is not as big as the last one, but he is a solid fish. Right there, see how he ate that swim bait? Just come up and kissed it. Beautiful, thick fish. All right, quick little rundown of my I would say my top 3 favorite crappie baits of pretty much all time. That is going to be a 16th or an 1/8 ounce. This is a Kalin's crappie jig in chartreuse. I'll just use standard lead if I'm too busy to chip the paint out of the eyes. And this is actually, this bait in particular is, I believe, a power bait in the 2-inch swim bait model. And then my runner-ups would be the Kalin's tickle tail swim bait. This is actually a 2-inch swim bait, very small, very dainty. This one's actually just so happens to be on a 16th ounce head for a little bit more finesse. So definitely swim baits. Swim baits are really big. Third one would be this Kalin's crappie scrub. As you can see, it's got the little appendages there that take very little action with the rod to get it moving. You can swim it, you can jig it, it's good, it's versatile, and the fish just eat them. Another one would be a Bobby Garland, like a split tail minnow, and I believe it's a 2-inch minnow. And between those 3 different styles of baits, you can pretty much catch crappies anywhere. Yep, right there. See how I felt him hit it? You guys probably seen my rod thump, and I let him just load up on it just for a second. A lot of times they hit it on that initial strike and they'll come forward with it. And then I give them just a second and lay the beans to them. Just a couple eaters here, but putting it together. That's how you pattern fish, you guys. That's how it's done. Yep, right there. This one feels smaller right off the get-go, but he was a little further away. Oh, they fight good. Oh, he's respectable. He's not small by any means. Hop him in the back of the boat here. It is a Saturday. There are people and boats everywhere, so we're gonna try and just be discreet, not use the net unless we get another one of them great big tanks or a big walleye. There we go. That one's probably an eater there. He's probably 8-9 inches, but probably closer to 8. Like I was saying, get all the way to bottom. But I'm not intending to keep it there. As I slowly retrieve this bait and give it these little taps, it's going to naturally rise in the water column. So I assume this 1/8 ounce jig is probably keeping it in the bottom 5-6 feet of the water column here, which is just where I want it. These crappies will come up and unload on it. Oh, right there. Yep. He hit it a ways out there. Felt him tap it. With this 4-pound braid and this light rod, man, you can just feel everything. All right, nothing huge again, but we are putting fish in the boat. And the walleye bite has been brutally tough lately. We'll probably get into some later towards evening, but these will fill our time in between. Right there. Yep. Ooh, that one felt solid. Okay. We have successfully put the pieces of the puzzle together in record time. I've been on the water for less than an hour, and I haven't been on this lake in a month or two here, so this was really great to see. Hell, I might have caught this one before. He's got a hole in his lip there. Might have caught him earlier, not sure, but thanks for playing, pal. Again, maybe. Right there. Bingo. Got him on the old twitch again. Ooh, this is a solid one. Here we go. Ooh, another big one. Okay. Bruiser. Netting crappies. There we go. Boy, you know if you're netting them, they're big. There we go. Right in the top of the mouth. Beautiful fish. We are slaying the crappies. No walleyes to be found yet, but how can you complain with that? Big, beautiful crappies. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the old hat cam footage. I realize you guys probably just don't like staring at my backside here, so tried to get some hat cam footage in there. There isn't a whole lot of it because it does push down on the frame of my glasses here. Kind of gives me a sore face, but we'll continue to beat up on them. Yep, right there. He fell for it. Sorry if this camera angle is pretty rough here, guys. I know I got the sun kind of going down here. Might be a little rough, but we are still clocking them. Man, these are some nice fish. God, just another one, probably 11 or 12. Put up a great fight. Clocking swim baits. Pop them off here. I'll try and spin the camera around here a little bit. Here we go. Looky there. Just another big, beautiful crappie. Doesn't get better than that. Let's let him go. There's one. Yep. Ooh, here we go. What do we got here? We might have a Walter here. He's fighting good. Get back in the frame here, buddy. He clunked it. He clunked it good. Ooh. Yes. This is a crappie. It's going to be a world record, so I'm guessing we got the old Walter. Yeah, we sure do. Nice one, too. Get him in the scoop here. All right. Beautiful fish. Just a picture perfect, probably 16-incher. Looky there. Beautiful fish. Awesome, awesome. He thumped that little crappie jig. That's the bonus of throwing them swim baits, is the walleyes like them too. So there we go, perfect fish. Let's get him back. Oh, right there, right by the boat. Oh, cow. What are we gonna have? What are we gonna have? What's the flavor of the day? He came unglued on it right by the boat. That was cool. Scoop him up here. Look at there, popped off in the net, shook himself loose. Perfect. Wow, that's probably a legal limit of walleyes here in 10, 15 minutes on this spot. Wow, nice fish. They are snapping right now. Maybe I need to fish in the evening more, who knows? All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for me this evening. As you can see, I got the sun going down right behind me. It is right on the tree line, so it's gonna be time to head her home. We really knocked it out of the park this evening. We came out, we were only on the water for 4 hours, and we really got into the crappies really good. I caught that one absolute sled. That was my biggest of the year so far. I have caught them bigger out here, so they do exist. There is room for improvement, but I tried to film more of an informational piece and show you guys how I go about targeting these crappies and the cadence I use and the baits I use. So if you enjoyed more of like the informational side of it, please leave a comment below. I also did run the hat cam so you guys aren't just staring at my backside all day. That gives a better POV and really shows you guys the actions on the rod and whatnot that I'm using. If you enjoyed either of those two, please leave a comment below. I'll try and do more hat cam footage in the future. I do have plans and ambitions to get another camera, but they're not cheap. Thank you guys for watching. If you did watch and like it, please leave a like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.